golden days drifting far away.
It's funny how getting older changes you. The things you never used to notice somehow become the very things you can't stop dreaming about. And lately for me, it's been roses. I truly never thought I'd be the kind of person obsessing over a rose bush, memorizing varieties, or spending late hours at night searching garden forums and nurseries' websites. But here we are, 8 David Austin roses later, and somehow I still want more. Because the second I saw the Peggy Martin rose climbing all over old fences and wrapping itself around porches all over Instagram, I couldn't stop thinking about it. There was just something so romantic and timeless about it. The kind of garden that only exists in movies or memories. So I went on a full internet scavenger hunt, trying to track down one. Every site was sold out, every restock suddenly disappeared. After weeks of searching, she finally arrived. And honestly, opening that box felt a little dramatic, but in the best way. I definitely paid more than I should have for a rose plant, but I keep picturing what this garden could become a few years from now. Covered in blooms, climbing, overflowing everywhere, creating that dreamy cottage garden feeling that I've always dreamed from afar. So in today's video, it's really all about planting the beginning of that vision, building a rose garden I never expected to love so much, and watching it hopefully grow into something so beautiful.
Light is leaving town, colors fade, but I'm thinking we stay just for a little while.
The rose garden is going to live in my mother-in-law's side yard, her little backyard space here at home. If you've been following along, you know she lives with us. So this corner has been slowly transformed into something really special just for her. A quiet rose garden oasis where she can step outside and feel completely surrounded by beauty. She loves black, so we're layering in deep black pots alongside with aged terracotta ones for that soft, lived-in contrast. And this really is just the beginning of the vision. Right where this pot sits, we're eventually building a stone wall with a rustic wooden gate completely wrapped in climbing roses that will arch and spill over the entry like something out of a storybook. Before we get to planting the Peggy Martin rose, fast-growing trees sent over a few more roses, and this one in particular really caught my eye. This David Austin rose is also a climbing rose, and it has the same soft romantic feel as the Peggy Martin. So I started imagining them together instead of apart. The idea is to have them grow in opposite directions, one reaching towards the house and the other spilling over the gazebo, almost like they're meeting in the middle, but telling two different stories. And together they'll create that layered, overflowing moment of blooms that completely transform the space.
Okay, so I'm planting the climbing rose. I want it to fill across this whole wall and then go over my bathroom window so that when we're inside we can see it. So I'm gonna plant the plant at a 45-degree angle so that it has its best chance at climbing on the wall. And fingers crossed, it is going to look so good.
Ask myself what I miss more. Thought of you walking out the door, through the late fights and long nights. I don't know why I even cried. I didn't know we had a love that could even hurt this deep. What do you expect when you've given everything? I don't know how much my heart can take. I've been trying to get by, but it's fake. It's not like I would take you back, things would be the same. Oh, I gotta give it to you, love. You left your mark, now I'm trying to be okay.
And then there's Peggy. These roses are planted close enough to feel connected, but far enough apart to each take their own direction. I'm gonna let Peggy go one way and David go the other, almost like they're moving away from each other, but somehow still telling the same story. That's exactly why I chose both of them. I love how different they are, yet somehow they still feel aligned. Soft versus structured, wild versus refined, different expressions of the same romance. I wanted that tension, that balance, where nothing feels too matched, but everything still belongs together. This is the part of the yard that's going to be the most colorful pocket of them all. My mother-in-law and I couldn't be any more opposite in taste, and I actually love that about this space. She leans into bold colors, unapologetically vibrant and full of life. I'm more drawn to soft creams, muted lavenders, that quiet kind of beauty. So this garden becomes our meeting point, a place where her color and my softness can exist side by side, and somehow it just works. This rose is called Moonlight in Paris, and the moment I saw it, there was really no question. I knew it had to be a part of this garden. It feels like it was made for me. There's something in the color, the softness, the way the petals move. It just feels like it is my style in plant form. And because Chris and I got married in Paris, it felt even more personal, like a small reminder of that city woven right here into this garden.
That you leave this town till you bury that dream beneath the frozen ground. It's a bitter taste that you swallow down, 'cause you wanna be happy, you just don't know how. And this feels like someone else's life that you were living in. This feels like someone else's body you were trapped within. So maybe you should do what makes you happy. Forget all those lessons that you learned and just go dancing. Life is much too short for you to miss it as it's passing. So don't let it happen, don't let it happen, no.
There's something I've been wanting to change for a while now, a small shift, but one that I think will make a big difference. I finally decided to take down the black frames in the hallway. I've been going back and forth on this idea for a while. Part of me wanted to remove them because they felt a little too strong for the softness I'm trying to create here. They almost interrupt the calm feeling instead of blending into it. But then there's the other side of me, the one that hesitates, because each frame holds a memory, a piece of our travels, moments we've lived, places we've been, and the places that shaped us. So it becomes quite the tug-of-war between how I want this space to feel now and what it's meant to be all along. And for now, I think I need to see it differently. We're going to take them down, I'm going to live with the change, and give this hallway a chance to breathe, so I can really understand what it wants to become.
Maybe you should do what makes you happy. No amount of status will make up for what you're lacking. There is not an answer to this question that you're asking. So maybe go dancing, maybe go dancing. Ooh. Plenty of time to face your fears, but the last 5 years seem to disappear. Hands on the wheel, but afraid to steer.
We tested stains and thought we found the most perfect one. Something about it, though, when we applied it, just was not coming out the same. It started drying a little darker than expected, and suddenly I didn't feel certain anymore. So we're stepping back for a moment, not rushing it, not forcing it, just giving us some time to sit and think and look at it in a different light. But while I was doing that, I got another delivery from Fast Growing Trees. Man, you guys know I love them, and I actually have a discount code for you guys, so be sure to check the description. But just when we thought 25 limelight hydrangeas was enough, 8 more just arrived. So in the next couple videos, we are going to figure out where we're going to plant these, because you can never have too many hydrangeas, right?
As you waste away all that you hold dear, and this feels like someone else's life that you were living in. This feels like someone else's body you were trapped within. So maybe you should do what makes you happy. Forget all those lessons that you learned and just go dancing. Life is much too short for you to miss it as it's passing. So don't let it happen, don't let it happen, no. Maybe you should do what makes you happy. No amount of status will make up for what you're lacking. There is not an answer to this question that you're asking, so maybe go dancing, maybe go dancing. Hard to find a way through when the current is fighting you. I know it's hard to find a way through when the current is fighting you.
I swear it feels like there's always another package showing up at my door, and honestly, that's partly true. This time I teamed up with Joss and Maine over on Instagram, and they sent over the most beautiful planter. It's heavier than I expected. Solid, grounding, almost sculptural, but in the best way. The kind of piece that instantly anchors a space. And I keep picturing it out front by our fountain and our DIY limestone pot with a perfectly shaped boxwood planted inside. Something simple, structured, and timeless. That quiet French country European garden feeling I've been dreaming about bringing into this space. Just one of those pieces that makes everything around it feel a little bit more intentional.
Take the helm, well, you are the captain of the ship. Your whole life is led to this for the coming war. Steady boys, it's time we separate the men. If you wanna see your homes again for the coming war. Gentlemen,
I got some really exciting things that I picked up off of Marketplace, and I have a drumstick in hand, but let me show you what I got, because this addiction is getting out of control, and no, it's not pots. Okay, so the first thing that I got is this Queen of Sweden David Austin rose. Obsessed with this. And then this one is can you see? It's also a David Austin rose, but they don't make it anymore. And the lady said it was her favorite, so who am I to say no to that? Okay, the next one is the Emily Bronte. Look how big this is. $10. And then at the bottom there is chamomile. This is the one that my mother-in-law was really wanting, so when I saw it on Marketplace and it was $10, you know we had to have it. Okay, the next one is, I'm gonna put the name of it here. This one I wanted so bad. So this one is a Wardenhall. Okay, I am the worst at pronouncing this stuff, but this one is a Wardenhall something. It's like a creamy white, like beautiful climbing rose, and I was gonna put it in that one pot that was way in the back, like right next to where I have both of my lemon trees. Remember I was asking like what I should put there? In the very back. And then I want to get like, what do they call it? Like an obelisk? I don't know, for it to like hang on. You guys know I'm not a gardener, so I'm just like getting into this, but I thought that would be so pretty because it would have like the creamy white blooms. So this one was one that I really wanted, and for $10, say no more. Last one is called Jeff Hamilton, and she said that she just put this one in here, so she just gave it to me and I have to like babysit it. So I'm guessing that just means be really like careful with it, which I'm not quite sure what to do. But that is it with all of my roses. We are off to a very exciting place.
all was one, his father's work to bury sons, and the world moves on just like it always does.